Hi, I'm Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're watching Psycho Wreck.
She is one of the most iconic and most memorable characters during the slasher film era. Not only because she found out she was the killer, but she was hiding a secret as well. Join me in this episode as we explore Angela Baker. It's the summer of 1983, and 14-year-old Angela is getting ready to attend summer camp with her 15-year-old cousin, Ricky. She has trouble fitting in at first. This is due to her unresponsive and shy behavior. This would end up making her a target to many people. One day, one of the girl camp counselors, Meg, goes to the head counselor, Ronnie Angelo, to help deal with Angela since she won't eat anything. So Ronnie takes her to the kitchen where she meets the head cook, Artie, to see if he can find her anything that will be to her liking. Instead, Artie takes her to the back room where he attempts to molest her. Luckily, Ricky shows up and foils his plan. Later on, Artie is attacked by an unknown assailant while cooking. They pull the step stool from under him, which he falls, causing a pot of hot water to fall on him, scalding him. That night, at a get-together, Angela is once again picked at by two guys, Kenny and Mike. They mock and bully her for, as they put it, being weird and silent. Meanwhile, Ricky and his friend Paul show up and see them picking at Angela. So Ricky comes to her defense and gets into a fight with them. The fight is broke up, and the three boys are sent back to their cabin. Meanwhile, Paul stays behind and talks to Angela for a little bit, and is the only person so far to get her to speak.
Good night.
After that night, Paul and Angela's growing attraction continues. This is much to the dismay of two of her female bullies, Judy and the camp counselor Meg. Judy is highly jealous for some reason, while Meg is upset because Angela would rather sit around and not participate in any events. Like one day, when Paul came to talk to Angela while swimming at the lake, Meg came and shooed him away, then asked Angela if she wanted to swim. Angela never responded. This angered Meg to the point where she shook Angela relentlessly. Ronnie came and broke the two up, and Meg was disciplined. This angered her friend Judy, who approached Angela, thinking that she got Meg in trouble. Judy then begins mocking Angela, picking at her for a lot of reasons. Two of those reasons mainly being how she never showers or changes clothes with the rest of the girls, where Judy basically just mocks Angela, saying that she hasn't reached puberty yet. One of the camp counselors, Susie, tries to break them up, which Judy curses at her, forcing Susie to slap her by accident. After that, Angela leaves to go talk to her cousin Ricky. As she's heading towards the camp, a group of guys see her, where one person, Billy, throws a water balloon at her. This angers Ricky so bad to where he curses and promises to kill them all. Later on that day, Billy is found in the bathroom, stung to death by bees. This comes as the second death, as they found Kenny's body that morning. That night, Paul takes Angela out to the beach, where he attempts to make out with her. This triggers a flashback to her youth, which freaks her out and sends her running away. The next day, when Paul tries to see if he did anything wrong, Angela is somewhat distant. Judy sees this as an opportunity, and she swoops in on Paul, lures him out into the forest, where she makes out with him. They are caught by Angela. As Paul tries to explain his actions later on, Angela is silent towards him. The conversation is broke up by Judy and Meg, who then come mock Angela where they pick her up and throw her into the water. Later on that night, Paul makes one more attempt to apologize to Angela for his actions with Judy, to which she replies by telling him to meet her at the waterfront after the social. He does, where she suggests they go skinny dipping. It's here where she reveals her secret. Meanwhile, the rest of the camp has been put on high alert because more murders have happened. Ronnie and Susie go searching for any teenagers who haven't been accounted for. This is where they find Angela, naked on the beach, softly singing and caressing Paul's hair. As she stands up, she is covered with blood, holding a hunting knife, and this is where the secret is revealed, that not only is Angela the killer, but it turns out she's a boy. This is because Angela's real name is Peter Baker. You see, back in 1975, Peter had a twin sister whose name was Angela. One day, while picnicking with their father John and his boyfriend Lenny, the two twins joked around and pushed their father into the water, capsizing their sailboat. Having fun, they were accidentally ran over by a couple of water skiers not paying attention. John and Angela were killed, and Peter survived with a head wound. He was then adopted by his mentally unstable aunt, Martha, Ricky's mother, who practically raised him up as a girl because she wanted a girl from all that time. So Peter will be known as Angela from that point on. Angela will spend the next 5 years in a mental institution where she experienced 2 years of electroshock therapy and had a gender reassignment. She would be released in 1988, where basically she decided to give the camp life one more try. So she became a camp counselor at Camp Rolling Hills. However, her psychotic murderous tendencies came back due to a lot of the attitudes of the campers: drinking, drugs, bad attitudes, and sex. One by one, she started killing them off. One year later, Angela manages to make her way to New York, where she kills a girl and assumes her identity. Afterwards, she goes to a camp called New Horizons, a troubled youth camp built to bring all walks of life together. Trying to give the camp life one last try, her murderous killing tendencies soon come into play because of the attitudes that she didn't like. She ends up killing the majority of the campers until she is finally confronted and injured by Marcy Holland. During her trip in the ambulance, the cop and the paramedic notice who Angela is, and they plan to finish her off. But Angela kills them by shoving a syringe in both of their throats. When the ambulance asks what's happening in the back, Angela simply replies, "Just taking care of business." No one knows the whereabouts of Angela/Peter Baker from this day forward. That was until 15 years later, when murders at a camp called Camp Monavie started resembling the same murders as Camp Arawak back in the day. Ronnie and Ricky came out to wonder if their suspicions were true, only to find out they were correct. Angela was back, or so they thought. Though this turned out to be the real Angela, who ended up surviving the boating accident, not Peter.